I don't know if this is gonna work or even if it's a good idea, but today I'm gonna try and put some air shocks on my XJ. Reason being, when we pack up for overlanding trips or even just to go camping, it gets pretty heavy in the back and it starts sagging. This is just gonna be a temporary fix till I get my 4.5-inch lift, whenever that may be. So here's what I got. They're Gabriel hijacker something shocks. Yep, there's part number. I got a 3-inch lift, and to find what shock, the shocks are universal, so it doesn't say it technically fits a Cherokee, but I just looked up the specs on a 3-inch shock, fully expanded and fully collapsed, compared it to these and ordered accordingly. I also got some flag nuts for the upper mount. We'll see how it does under weight. We'll go up in the woods, do some light off-roading and see how it articulates and what happens. I don't know. So this one might end up being you just learning from my mistakes, but let's give it a shot. I guess I should mention, this is a full 3.5-inch leaf pack. It's not an add a leaf or any of that. They're not flattening out or anything. It's just, I think, way too much weight on the back. But like I said, temporary fix. So I'm gonna get the Jeep up in the air. Heck, might even pull the wheels, crawl under there, see what we're getting into. First order of business is gonna be getting the old shocks out. And when I put this lift kit on, I use the air hammer to knock out the welded nuts, and then I somehow got a bolt in there and put a nut on it. And if I remember right, there's still a wrench up there. So let's get them out. Now it feels like that wrench is going this way, holding that one. So I'll try that one first. Wow, it worked. And there it is. 6 years later, or eight years later. Go for that other one. Actually, let's just try it first. Maybe it's rusty enough to hold itself. I think it's just spinning. We'll have to get a hold of it with the wrench. All right, I'll be needing both my hands now. Yes. Now just the lower mount. Well, that's been on there a minute. There we go. Now, how the heck did I get a bolt up here? Not like that. Well, another permanent addition, I suppose. These shocks are about junk anyway. I got it fully collapsed. It's not coming back out. More or less the same. Work on the other side now. See how that goes. This side's being more of a pain. I got one of them halfway loose, but I think I'm going to take the bottom off and then try and break them off, maybe. There it went. Just try and break it. Well, got that out, but bolts are still there. Cutting time. That sucked, but I got them out. Don't use nut and bolts, just get the flag nuts. If you still have the factory set up, there's some welded nuts in the unibody here, and you can just take an air hammer and the welds break pretty easy, or just a hammer with a punch, just so you have 2 holes. And we're ready to get the shocks in. I guess we'll get the bottoms mounted first, and then add air to get it up to the top. But, oh, there's a little metal sleeve in there. That's gonna have to go. Unforeseen complication. Get that punched out quick. All right, got this one mounted at the bottom. So we'll go do the other one. Let me show you how I popped that sleeve out of there. Stuck it in the vise like that. And just grab a ball joint press, rip it right out. These aren't fitting quite right, so I think I'm gonna pull these off, press out my old bushings, and install them in here. Wish I had new ones, but it's how it's gonna be. Much better. That should fit on there a lot better now. Both shocks are installed at the bottom, and I think this is the part where I add air to get it the rest of the way up. So let's go see what that entails. Comes with pretty complete instructions, so I'm gonna do all this, figure something out, and I'll show you what I come up with. Got the air lines in on both sides. Pretty simple. Now I just gotta route them. This one, I think I'm just gonna go up the frame rail, and then probably have them meet right here in the middle, and then fill it from underneath. This one will be a little bit more different, because the exhaust, might have to work around that a little bit. Got both lines coming out of the back part of the frame. Gonna meet in the middle. On this side, I don't know, probably not a good idea, but I routed it right along the frame in the wheel well. Oh well, let's put that tee on. Got it teed off. Now we'll fish this up here, clean it up, get it looking nice. Sweet, looks good. Put some air to it, see what happens. Let's see if they go up like they're supposed to. Ooh. There it goes. I guess there's just a little seal in there you gotta break or something. I barely put any in there. Yeah, see, now there's no air pressure, but they're still up. But that's good, we can get them mounted now. Ran into another complication. So the bar pin on the Gabriel shock is not going to work because it's too narrow for the XJ. I already fixed this side. I just pushed the old bar pin out of the old shock, put it in that one. But this one's bent since we had to rip it out of there. So now I'm trying to figure out what to do. I was actually able to straighten that out. So throwing in the old bar pin. Now we'll get this one installed and we should be done with hiccups, I think. Got it mounted on the bottom. Now we'll do the flag nut. Pretty simple. You just get the flag nut angled in there, line up the hole, and start your bolt. Get the other one lined up. And I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but pull that down. Then you can get at your bolts. Snug them down. Good. Just reconnect this airline real quick. Everything is officially installed. Airlines are ran. We're done under here. I'm gonna clean up real quick, get the Jeep on the ground, and then we'll test them out, see how they work. Reckon we'll test them out, put some air to them. All right, what does this say? Minimum 25, max of 200. Bring it up to 25, see what that looks like. Well, that's 45. Did move a little bit. All right, there's 25. Now, let's go the other way with it, just for fun. I don't know if we'll get all the way to 200, but they appear to be working, so that's cool. And that is maxed out. It stops at 75, so I have no idea where we're at. It definitely went up. So I'm gonna take it back down to 25, the minimum. All right, we're at 25. Now we'll take it up in the woods, do some real world testing. Maybe we'll add some weight, mess with the air pressure levels and see how it does. Well, never mind the science and testing. I'm having a bit of a crank no start issue, which is very likely gonna be a crank position sensor. It's not like in the last video where the coil pack was just unplugged. I already looked. So another time we'll have to put some air in the shocks and take it off road and do some testing and whatnot. But not today. I did drive it on the road this morning though, just on the streets and going to town, and it did pretty good. Not really noticeable over stock or what I did have on there. Did good on the road, which is pretty much all I'm looking for now. But that is gonna wrap it up for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy. See you in the next one.